Gold is no longer a safe haven. It's become the prey of the fiscal beast. On November 1st, China's Ministry of Finance and State Taxation Administration jointly issued what looks like a technical adjustment document, but it sent shockwaves through the entire financial world. Gold is getting taxed now. This isn't just a tweak in tax policy, it's more like a signal. The coffers are truly running dry. While ordinary Chinese families are still scrambling to buy gold to protect themselves, the hammer of policy drops silently. The new gold tax announcement makes it clear. You pay tax when you buy gold, when you sell it, and even when you invest in it. On the surface, it's billed as a value-added tax that's levied and refunded on the spot. But in reality, layer upon layer of procedural hurdles turn ordinary consumers into the ones footing the final bill. Some finance bloggers crunch the numbers. A housewife who spent 100,000 yuan on gold bars a few months back. If she sells them now, she'll get hit with about 13% in taxes. That 10,000 yuan worth of gold in her hands? She'll walk away with less than 8,700, and that's not even counting processing fees, handling charges, and all those extra levies. In other words, all that gold you've scrimped and saved to stockpile, it's turned into the Treasury's personal piggy bank for patching holes. This gold tax hike marks the first systematic increase in gold taxation in China in over 2 decades. According to the announcement, the tax burden on gold investments is going up by 0.5% to 1%, while gold jewelry jumps by 5% to 6%, potentially raking in an extra 50 billion yuan in revenue each year. It sounds like a boost for the state, but really, it's just a transfer of wealth from the people. Gold shop owners are left chuckling through their tears, and small to medium gold jewelry businesses are outright saying this is like putting us out of our misery. The gold jewelry industry was already scraping by on razor-thin margins, and now with this extra tax layer, it means coughing up an additional 35 yuan in taxes per gram of gold, plus labor fees, so every gram gets carved away by at least 50 yuan. A pair of wedding rings? Their cost just shot up by over 1,000 yuan, easy. What's even more ironic is how the policy spells it out. Tax-free inside exchanges, but taxed once you take delivery and withdraw from storage. What does that mean? Big institutions and major banks keep trading gold as usual, tax-exempt as ever. But everyday folks, small gold shops, and retail investors in big cities, they have to pay up. Nice and proper. It's like a glaring announcement. Wealth only stays in the hands of those the powers that be deem worthy. The Ministry of Finance's announcement dresses itself up as regulatory housekeeping, but underneath, it's yanking gold back into the system's grip, so ordinary people can't freely hoard it anymore for value preservation. This isn't market tweaking anymore. It's a modern revival of the ancient salt and iron monopoly. Why gold of all things? Because the fiscal situation has hit rock bottom. In the first 3 quarters of 2025, China's fiscal revenue dropped 3.8% year over year, local government deficits hit a 10-year high, and just the local debt alone clocks in at about 41 trillion yuan. At an internal third-quarter meeting, the Ministry of Finance even explicitly called for broadening the tax base and hunting down incremental taxable assets. Against the backdrop of real estate and land sales completely collapsing, gold turned into the juiciest cut of meat. In 2024 alone, private gold purchases in China topped 1,200 tons, the world's highest. The frenzy of residents stockpiling gold lays bare their distrust in the renminbi. The treasury noticed, got jealous, and so here we are. One hand shouting, encourage consumption, stimulate domestic demand, while the other dips straight into people's pockets, not even sparing the safety net of gold. What's scarier is that this gold tax isn't some standalone move. It's just one link in the fiscal department's chain of tax hikes. Starting in 2024, China's fiscal system kicked off a fiscal efficiency enhancement plan, with the clear goal of forcibly opening revenue streams and ramping up taxes amid the real estate implosion and sluggish consumption. In just over a year, we've seen round after round of policies. New rules on value-added tax for second-hand homes mean sellers have to cough up back taxes for over a decade. Cross-border e-commerce audits have small sellers paying retroactive taxes until they're bankrupt. Personal income tax chases down ordinary office workers, slapping them with thousands in back payments. Now it's gold's turn, charging straight at people's safe haven assets. How anxious is the treasury? Even a newbie buying a gold bar is now a potential tax cow. One detail says it all. The ministry's announcement takes effect on November 1st, 2025, just 2 days from release to enforcement. This sudden drop, seamless rollout, what does it signal? That the fiscal folks can't wait any longer. As one industry insider put it, this isn't policy, it's a fiscal harvest raid. Folks are joking that this gold tax is basically the Treasury's version of an autumn harvest uprising. But behind the irony lies the panic of countless everyday people. Overnight, gold taxes shot to the top of social media trends. Some are raging. If even gold gets taxed, what the hell do we stockpile next? Others sigh in defeat. If gold can't protect you, what's left of any sense of security in the renminbi? And more are quietly opening accounts in Hong Kong, Macau, even Singapore to buy gold. The spread between mainland spot gold prices and Hong Kong's is widening to dozens of yuan per gram. Analysts are predicting a surge in gold proxy buying because it's too damn expensive and unfair on the mainland, but the powers that be have that covered too. Don't be surprised if they scrap the tax exemption for under 50-gram holdings next, layer on forex controls, and tighten border checks on carrying gold. People's escape routes are getting choked off one by one. Don't kid yourself. This isn't just a gold tax hike, it's a mirror reflecting China's fiscal crisis. When a country starts taxing gold, monitoring savings, it means they're gearing up for the next currency collapse. Coming down the pike? Probably deposit interest taxes, fund flow levies, forex adjustment taxes. The Ministry of Finance isn't holding back out of fear. They're just biding time for the right moment. Because when you stop spending, stop investing, stop buying houses, and just cling to a bit of gold or savings, in their eyes, you're the sinner sabotaging China's economy. Some say China's fiscal woes are hidden in plain sight, but this gold tax is the needle that pops the illusion. Over the past few years, Beijing's been propping up finances by selling land, dressing up facades with state-owned enterprise dividends, and limping along on special bonds. But now, land isn't selling, SOE profits are tanking, debts piling to the skies, so taxes become the last lifeline. Fresh data from the ministry shows that by the third quarter of 2025, local government debt balances have smashed through 41.7 trillion yuan, while the official ceiling is 38.5 trillion. That means nearly every province is mortgaging its future. Meanwhile, local fiscal revenue is down 3.2% year over year, and land sales income has cratered over 23%. In plain terms, local treasuries are starving mad, and the central one's barely breaking even. Against this mess, the gold tax is just a flare. The state's done pretending it's not broke. Remember back in 2023 when the ministry bumped the national deficit ratio to 3.8% and all the state media crowed about steady and controlled? 2 years on, in 2025, it's been forced up to 5.2%. What does that mean? China's fiscal deficit might be nudging 10 trillion yuan, and that's the official line. Toss in local financing platform, shadow debts, SOE liabilities, and the IMF pegs China's broad government debt to GDP ratio at over 140%. Once that fiscal thread snaps, no one's pulling it back together. The gold tax is just the first domino. Next up might be rebooting deposit interest taxes. They tried it in 2007. Property tax pilots ramping up, slicing another round from the bleeding stock housing market. Consumption taxes expanding their reach. Buy a bottle of booze or a pack of smokes, you're taxed. Soon, even coffee won't escape. The gold tax is the starting gun for fiscal endgame. And the saddest part? It's ordinary folks who pay. In this era, saving is a crime. Spending is the cardinal sin. And buying gold turns you into marked leaks. When the treasury's broke, the national logic is brutally simple. Whoever's got any value left in their pockets has to bleed for the cause. Those queuing at banks for gold bars, snapping up panda coins at jewelers, posting online about their value-holding investments. They think they've found shelter from the storm. But the rulers know better than anyone. Gold is China's last hunk of folk-held hard currency. What they want is control, not a free market. the states playing both sides, wildly building reserves. Per the World Gold Council, the People's Bank of China has added to its gold holdings for 23 straight months from late 2022 through October 2025, totaling over 2,450 tons, a record high. Meanwhile, they're taxing and capping civilian gold, making it unaffordable to buy, unprofitable to sell. You call it tax reform. It's really the process of nationalizing wealth, just like real estate. From everyone flipping houses to housing vouchers turning into IOUs, all in 10 years. Gold, from mass hoarding to mass shearing, might take just 6 months. Think about what Chinese folks have weathered these last few years. Real estate blow-ups, stock crashes, wealth management busts, trust liquidations, bank runs. Every channel for storing value sealed off bit by bit. And now, even gold's off limits. The China Gold Association tallies 1,089 tons of national gold consumption in 2024, with jewelry making up about 70%. Under this tax tweak, the rate on gold jewelry products rises by 5%, meaning the whole sector gets gutted for around 50 billion yuan a year. For those already slim-margin little gold shops, this isn't a tax. It's a death knell. If you pore over the announcement, the real terror isn't the rates, it's the institutional setup. All that repeated talk of levy and refund, ordinary invoices, special invoices. It means the gold trading chain between businesses gets totally scrambled, the deduction system artificially severed. Translation: small and medium enterprises can't deduct taxes, but big players can. This is naked wealth concentration. Those insider membership units snag exemptions and refunds via connections, while retail buyers, mom-and-pop shops, and artisan jewelers get shoved out of the game. The gold industry's fate is replaying real estate's tragedy. The wealthy long ago shifted assets, elites stock gold bars via offshore accounts, and the rest of us pay every tax penny, every gram premium at the counter. This isn't reform, it's reaping. This isn't policy, it's a signal. And behind the signal, a regime with finances bone dry, credit teetering on collapse. Folks keep asking, why is Beijing striking at gold right now? Simple answer, everything else has been squeezed dry. Official 2025 stats show national tax revenue up a measly 1.6%, with corporate income tax down 2.4% and real estate-related taxes plunging 38%. Meanwhile, government spending still hits 28 trillion yuan, with just civil servant salaries and agency ops chewing through over 46 trillion. The fiscal hole's bottomless. Every year, new bonds roll over old ones. Tax hikes prop up the facade. The gold tax is just one probe in a slew of innovative levies. Coming soon could be digital currency transaction taxes, overseas asset declaration taxes, high net worth consumption taxes. Any money that twitches won't dodge that invisible hand. Some claim China's economic headaches are cyclical, but this time? Nah, it's structural. Land finance in ruins, foreign capital fleeing, industrial profits parched, domestic demand frozen solid. In this setup, the rulers can only cling to taxes and money printing for surface stability. But printing means inflation. Inflation drives folks to gold for safety, gold prices spike, and the government hikes taxes. It's a death loop, and ordinary people never break free, because in this system, the house always wins, the state. When gold gets taxed, when cash gets penalized, when deposits get bled dry, that's when you'll get it. China's fiscal crisis isn't a crisis. It's a silent wealth redistribution. Some grin while they harvest, others weep into bankruptcy. And those who swore by gold's safekeeping, they end up clutching only illusions. Thanks for watching and joining us on this journey to unveil China's many layers. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated. See you in the next video.